Logan. So Logan is the newest X-Men movie and also the final installment in the Wolverine trilogy, and it features Hugh Jackman as usual playing the titular character of Wolverine, or of Logan. And it's a different time. It's a different movie because for one thing, this is rated R. There's a lot of violence and language in it, and it's also a much darker and grittier take on the character itself. The plot of Logan is basically, well, it's Logan. He's had a pretty shitty life. He's miserable sometimes, well, actually a lot, and he's just doing enough to get by. And you can clearly see that in the way he acts. He's old, he's tired, he's just done with everything. He doesn't give a shit. He looks old and weathered and beaten, and he's just doing whatever it takes to stay alive or just make a living for himself. The plot also involves Patrick Stewart, who reprises his role as Professor X, and he's not the same anymore either. He looks so old and decrepit, and he's just basically there now. He's just someone that Logan takes care of because he's all he has. And eventually the plot gets going when they realize they have to take this girl who is clearly X-23 to a certain place, and they have to protect her along the way. And now you have your movie. Now, what I liked about this movie is the fact that, aside from the fact that it has a much darker and grittier take on the character of Wolverine, or Logan, it also explores, like, the cost of everything. Like, these two characters, Logan and Professor X, they've been through literally everything. They've seen everything. They've done it all. They know what it's like, and you can see it in their faces. They just can't do it anymore. They're tired, they're beaten, they can't do it anymore. But the movie takes place in 2029, which is, from what I understand, about 6 years after the end of Days of Future Past, the good ending. And things have changed so much, and I'll touch on it more in my spoiler review of why it's just the two of them. It should be expected that Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart definitely do a very good job in their roles, but this time it's something different. It feels like really, really, really good this time. Well, not that it wasn't good any other time, but I can always count on that. But this time, there's just a much more strength towards it because this is Hugh Jackman's last time as Wolverine and Patrick Stewart's last time as Professor X. But there's like a certain strength, and they're giving their all out on this performance. And that ties into the plot and story of the film as a whole because it's so much more personal this time around. You can definitely feel like the tension, the emotion, and the just bad aura in the air. Like, sometimes it hits you right here that this isn't the same as other films. This is very dark and brooding. It's just kind of sad, really. Of course, that sadness is balanced out by huge amounts of violence and F-bombs because, well, the film is rated R and they don't pull any punches. Like, for the first time, you actually see Wolverine, like, rip people into pieces and gut people and stab them in the head. And that brings me to another part. X-23. This girl, she's actually like one of the unspoken stars in the movie, and I actually couldn't wait for her to see her on screen like kicking ass. I mean, if you've seen the trailers, then you have a pretty good idea where it's going, but she doesn't pull any punches either. She's just as violent as Wolverine, for obvious reasons. You can't help but get a thrill out of every time the claws come out and they just start wailing on people, and all the gore and violence is right there, and you have to love it. And the crux of this film is basically the two of them bonding and just trying to get from point A to point B, and they form a little bit of a relationship in between there. There is this ongoing joke about how this movie is basically X-Men: The Last of Us, and, well, you can kind of see that in here. This film, overall, is just very different. It's very emotional. I didn't expect it to be that emotional. I mean, from the first trailer, it seemed like it was a little somber, but you can definitely feel it. It's somber, it's emotional, it's dark, it has a real heart towards it, and by the end of the movie, you're left with a lot of feels. Some scenes are actually kind of hard to watch after the end of the movie and hard to think about because, well, they definitely didn't pull any punches. They put their all into this. Even better to think about is the fact that Logan and Charles Xavier are basically the two main characters in the entire X-Men series. These two characters, in one form or another, have been in every single X-Men movie, with the exception of Deadpool. And it basically follows them and where everything ends right now. So yeah, by the end of this movie, I walked out immensely satisfied. I was thoroughly entertained. It's a little sad because this is the last time we'll be seeing the two of them on screen because they've retired from the X-Men series after this. But it was a terrific send-off. I enjoyed it. I liked X-23. I liked the emotion. I liked the darkness. I liked the violence. I liked pretty much everything in this movie. And it was hard not to like getting the feels a little bit towards the end. And for that reason alone, this movie gets a diamond ribbon from me. Okay, so Logan, have you seen it? What did you think? Who is your favorite X-Men of all time? What's your favorite Wolverine story? What do you think? Leave me a comment below and tell me how you feel. Also, don't forget to check out my Twitter at Asteroid Mike. Don't forget to check out my blog. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this review if you like more. You can click on the link below or wait until the next slide. And as always, I will see you around.